I'm muted. I got muted. I think we're live, although we might not be live on LinkedIn anymore because suddenly it just said it would not go live on LinkedIn. So I was like, all right, well, that's fine. I think we had a little bit of a mess up with the LinkedIn thing. But hello, everyone. I'm Ellie, a developer advocate at Pieces, and we are here with Micha. So Micha, do you want to kind of say hi for a second, and then we'll kind of explain what is even going on here? Because the title is Learning Pieces for Developers some places, and then on my Twitch it's like AI and education with Micha. So we'll get into what's going on here. Go ahead, Micha. I don't know either. We'll find out what's going on.
Well, it's Friday. I know that's going on, and I'm really happy to be here with Ellie. My name's Micha Rodriguez, and I'm the bootcamp lead at Scrimba. I met Ellie earlier this year, and we've been chatting a lot this summer. I've really enjoyed staying in touch.
Yeah, I know. We met at that conference. What was it, like 6 months ago, 8 months ago now?
Yeah, I think about 6. It was the end of January. It feels like forever, though.
I know. And you were actually one of the only people that actually recognized me at that conference. I guess we were friends on LinkedIn or something, because everybody didn't know who I was because I had the cartoon character at the time for my Twitter PFP. And then
you know what it was, actually? I don't think I knew you before. So I didn't even know your cartoon avatar existed. I saw you like on Sunday or whatever. It was like the pre-conference thing. And you'd gone up to Danny Thompson and Clark and some other people and were just like, "Hi, I'm Ellie." And I was just like, from a distance, I was like, oh my God, she just introduced herself to like celebrities.
I think I saw them and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go talk to these people.
You went for it. Yeah. And so then we were in a talk together the next day and I saw you after and I was like, I'm going to say hi to her. She seems cool.
Okay, yeah, because my perspective on that was that you recognized me from Twitter and I was like, how does she know me?
No, that's what it was, because you're like, hi, I'm Ellie. And I was like, that's Ellie.
Oh, okay. Because I was so confused but I think we followed each other on Twitter before that too, though. But we just didn't recognize each other. Yeah, because there was a couple people that like, I think, I said hi to, and then I realized like, oh, I actually know this person, but I don't remember them, so I have to pretend like I know them. Because I'm not trying to offend everybody that I meet that I forget. So I was like, I know this person. When you came up to me, I was like, oh yeah.
The conference is so funny because like before that point, like all except for like maybe one person, I only knew by like an avatar, or maybe I'd met them in a Zoom conference, but never in person. And so it was really a trip to see people, that I'm used to seeing like this big on my screen, like in real life. So yeah, so many like name to like actual people moments.
Yeah, it was crazy. I felt that way too. And Roxy just said that you were the first person that she met at that as well. So that is so cool. Roxy's so cool. We ended up meeting, I think we met at that, but we didn't hang out that much. And then we met again at Render, and then we ended up hanging out like the whole time. So it was really cool to see that, because you can meet someone one time and then you're just like, okay, I met this person, and you kind of like have an impression of meeting them and everything. Yeah. And then you meet them again and it just solidifies that relationship. And I think you don't know who you're really going to become friends with until you meet someone a couple times or talk to them a couple times. So I thought that was really, really cool. And I'm so excited to go to that next week, because like the same thing will happen. I'll meet so many people and I get to meet the people from Pieces. I know Rosie's going to be there. I don't know who else is going to be there, but I'm super excited because I'll actually get to meet them in real life.
Awesome. You'll have to introduce me. That's exciting.
Yeah, I definitely will. Yeah, it'll be exciting. And I see some more people are here. Hello. Yeah, hello, everyone. And in typical gym fashion, because we are streaming to the Pieces YouTube right now, where's everyone located right now? Where are you from? Feel free to drop in the comments below where you are right now, or where you were from originally. I'm in Florida right now. I'm from Florida, born in Florida, raised in Florida. What about you, Micha?
I'm in Austin, Texas, so just one time zone away from you. Been in Texas all my life. It's hot here. It's summertime.
Yeah. I bet it's hot. I know it wasn't that hot when we were there during that. I think it was it's like
No,
winter, right?
Austin is the place to winter because it's very mild.
Yeah. Florida during winter is actually okay. That's the
Yeah,
best time to go to a theme park and stuff. If you want to go to Universal or Disney or something,
yeah.
winter is the time to go. But right now it's terrible. Yeah, Amitesh says he's from Mars. I mean,
Okay.
good for you,
Never met
Amitesh.
anybody from Mars. Are you going
You
to
should
make it
tell.
to our conference, Amitesh?
Right? Are you gonna come on your spaceship to that conference? You should tell Elon how you got there. Maybe you can further our technology over here on Earth.
Yeah.
And then Sophia's from Pluto. Amazing. And then we got Emma, Berlin.
Yay.
Oh, you were at the We Are Devs conference. How was that? I'm getting FOMO. I see a lot of people are at that conference right now, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so jealous.
I
Isn't
know.
Francesco there and a bunch of people? Graham, I saw Graham. Is that the same conference? I don't know. Men are from Mars, right? Okay, that is true. That is true. You do have a Mars ticket? Okay. I don't know whether to believe you, but I hope you do because that would be really, really cool. I want to get in on that if you do have a ticket to go to Mars. But anyway, we're gonna get started. I see Elder's here too. Hey Elder. Hey Valeria. Um, so basically me and Micha, we had a coffee chat, I think 2 weeks ago, and we decided to do a little collab here. And we just wanted to talk about AI and education. I work at Pieces. Micha works at Scrimba. If you guys don't know, Scrimba is basically a platform where you can learn how to code, but it's super interactive and it has these videos. I'll screen share one of the courses later just to show you guys what I mean, but it's really, really cool. I'm sure we'll hear more about that in a second. And yeah, as you guys know, probably Pieces is an AI tool you can use. There's a desktop app, there's a Copilot, there's a lot of things I'm going to show you as well later on in this stream. So that will probably make things clear. But basically, if you've been in my streams before, they're kind of chaos, right? We answer a lot of weird questions. Thank heavens, but is not here. So some of the chaos is reduced because we have our troll, or like a primary troller is not here right now. So it shouldn't be too chaotic. But if you have any questions while we're talking, definitely feel free to drop them in the chat and we will get to them. If they're really random questions, about soup or drinking coffee or whatever it is, we will get to them at the end of the stream. We're going to have a random question section. So we're going to try to stay on topic. And yeah, pretty much we're going to be talking about like when you should be using AI to learn how to code or when you shouldn't be using it. How can it hurt you? How can it help you? I'd love to know from Micha about her experiences with boot camp students. Like I don't know if they ever talk about using AI and it helping them or it not helping them. I'm really curious about that. So that's sort of the gist of what we're going to be talking about, just AI learning to code. And yeah, so I'd love to kind of get into it. Micha, if you want to introduce yourself, what do you do? You're boot camp lead at Scrimba. I see it there, but I don't know if everyone knows what Scrimba is and what that means. So I'd love for you to introduce yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, so for anybody who doesn't know, Scrimba is an online learning platform that is really interactive, like Ellie said, and I'm excited, to kind of look at a screencast and how it works. So I've been with Scrimba working in one capacity or another for the past couple of years. I'm actually formerly a Scrimba student. I continue to be a Scrimba student. Like I haven't stopped learning. I won't stop learning. So it's a great platform for me. It really helped me to kind of get momentum and continue to build it with learning to code, because I think like many people these days, I was a self-taught developer from the COVID era. And, there's lots of great resources out there, a lot of free sources. I started off on my own and, started off strong with like the HTML and CSS. I got to the JavaScript and I was like, rip. Like,
Same.
yeah, like, what is this? I don't know if I can hack this, but found Scrimba, found their free JavaScript course, and it was a real game changer because it was just taught in a way that was really accessible. It was really empowering. It was very interactive. So I was just like, had my hands on the keyboard the whole time, was actually writing JavaScript code right away. And things just started clicking. And I went through their front end developer career path. Scrimba is front end focused, although there is an AI engineer path, and there will eventually be a back end path, I think. But yeah, I went on to learn, more and more JavaScript, learned React, and yeah, shortly after I finished the career path, I started as a code reviewer for the then new Scrimba bootcamp. So
That's so cool.
A cool thing about Scrimba is like you can actually record your own screencasts. I don't know if you've ever played with that.
I haven't tried that, but I wanted to ask you about that because I'm really curious, have you done that? And can you see other people's, can they make them public? How does that work?
If you make them public, and then they probably have to share the link with you. It's like Scrimba is moving to like version 2. So the platform is like kind of still coming together, like the new version of Scrimba.
Right. I saw it looks completely different. Yeah. The old one is super cute and light mode. I don't even think there was a dark mode with all these little doodle pictures and stuff. And now the new one is dark mode and it's really modern looking. It looks completely different. When I opened it, I thought I was on some scam site. I literally thought I was on the wrong site. I thought somebody had copied Scrimba and made their own website.
Right. It is very different. We're in our goth phase, I like to say.
Right. That's how it feels.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like added functionality and capabilities for Scrimba, like to continue building courses with this new version. So we're still kind of like growing into that. And actually, if I'm speaking about the recording feature, it's still coming together with version 2. You can still access version 1 of Scrimba if you go to v1.scrimba.com, and there you can easily record screencasts. So you can make one from scratch to like explain a concept. And as a code reviewer, what I would do is I would fork somebody's scrim and actually record a live code review on top of that. So that was a really great experience for me to kind of give back to the Scrimba community and get more practice talking about code. And yeah, I just continued to work with the bootcamp, and now, just to kind of fast forward, I'm the bootcamp lead and have been for the past year. And I love the Scrimba community. I love being a mentor and helping other people find their way in tech.
That's awesome. And back to what you said about JavaScript kind of being confusing. And then Sophia asked this question when you said that, why is JavaScript always the breaking point? I had the same experience. I was doing the free code camp responsive web design thing, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm so good at coding. And that's how I felt. It literally felt so good. I'm proud of myself. And then I get to their to be fair, they have a new one. It's really actually good. I would have probably been a JavaScript master if I had just done that, but they didn't have that, the new one. They had an old one, which was sort of LeetCode-esque. It's not LeetCode, but that's how it felt to me. It was not the same, and got really difficult. It was easy, and then suddenly learning curve, it was crazy.
That's what I did.
So, right, I think a lot of people did that, and then they're like, oh man, I suck at JavaScript. That's how you feel, because you just get to this point and you're like, what is going on? Have no idea. And then I went to Scrimba as well. I found Scrimba somewhere, have no idea where, and I was like, oh, this is good. This makes sense. So I took the whole JavaScript course on Scrimba, and that helped so much because I was just so lost for a while. And I think, why is it the breaking point? In my opinion, I think it's because, for me, I did this course, HTML, CSS, and then suddenly the whole format changed, and it would just really confuse me, the format change, I think if you had a cohesive course where the format didn't change that much and they slowly integrated JavaScript into the course, sort of similar to the new free code camp JavaScript course, then it wouldn't be so alarming, maybe. I think it would be a little bit easier to get used to. But a lot of the times, you know, when you go from HTML, CSS to JavaScript, it's just like, whoa, what is this? And I think
I
it
didn't
confuses
even know
people.
that HTML and JavaScript were connected, you know, like
Right.
from those courses, like suddenly HTML was out of the picture and it was just like data
That's how
structures,
I felt too.
algorithms, and it was just
Yeah.
really abstracted and hard. And I like the challenge of it. Like I like solving algorithms and stuff, but they did get really tough. And also, I'm a really visual person, so the HTML and CSS part was like you could see your changes in the editor and you were building stuff that you could see, whereas you weren't doing that with JavaScript. So yeah, it
Yeah.
was just a different beast for me.
Yeah, I think the visual part is definitely part of it. I think kind of separating it from HTML and CSS is another aspect, because that's why I like the Scrimba course. It's all together. You know, you can work on. I think as far as I remember, they let you do some CSS stuff in the JavaScript course too,
Yeah.
and they're like, you know, change it up, do whatever you want. You can practice your HTML and CSS here too. So it sort of is combined still. It's not
Yeah.
like, here, this is the app, and now we're just going to add JavaScript to it. And I think the free code camp one is similar. I remember I tried the new one. I haven't finished it, but it's, you know, you actually write HTML and stuff. I'm pretty sure in the
Yeah. That's so
new
cool.
one.
I hope so.
Yeah. And then Robot Roxy is here. Yeah, they are so helpful. And I love that you can actually play around with the code. I think that makes it more visual, because then you can actually see what you're doing and see if what you do breaks breaks whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
So hey Anthony, and then Chavez said Scrimba's the best. Hey learner. Hey Emma. Yeah. The leap into JavaScript is hard. And I think for me, kind of transitioning into the topic that we're talking about today, I was very confused, okay? Because I didn't know about Scrimba at first. So I was in this period of time where I was just trying to do the free code camp JavaScript algorithms course. And I'm like, what? You know, and around that time, I think is when ChatGPT sort of came out, or people started using it, is when
Oh.
I got into JavaScript. So I would like copy it and be like, what is the answer? You know, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And I think I just started relying so much on ChatGPT that it confused me even more and more and more. And some of the questions I could answer, but then some of them I couldn't. And then I just got in this whole a pit, you know, when you skip too much and then
Yeah.
you don't know the fundamentals. So that's
Yeah.
when I was like, man, this is terrible. And I guess around that time when I was feeling terrible about JavaScript is when somehow somebody was posting about Scrimba, and then I kind of migrated there, and it was way better. And I didn't use ChatGPT during that process, of because the courses are pretty, you know, they give you what you need, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's interesting to know. Yeah. You didn't feel like you needed to use ChatGPT with that
Yeah.
format. You kind of had it all
Yeah.
there. Awesome.
I think there's a way where you can kind of over rely on ChatGPT if the content that you're learning is too difficult. Do you know what I mean? Like if
Yes.
something you just you go from here to here and there's no in between,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to get an explanation from somewhere, whether it's online or, you know, ChatGPT. Before, maybe you would Google it and look at
Yeah.
Stack Overflow, or maybe you would just look at the free code camp answers. There's like
I
a
did
forum.
that. I did that before. And I mean, I think that, you know, it's not necessarily all a bad thing. It just kind of depends on like the kind of person you are a little bit. I don't know how I'm trying to say this, but like for me, I might look at the answer, but I'm not just satisfied with like, okay, I answered this and I'm moving on. I'm like, okay, but why is that the answer? And I want to investigate that, you know, like I want to understand why I'm giving an answer. And, you know, hopefully other students do that, like inquire, like, okay, why is this the answer? Like, how could I do this myself? You know, can I write it from scratch? Sorry, I've got like
I see a
cats
cat.
may pass
Yeah, I
back
saw a
and
cat
forth.
and I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, that's Diablo. So
Oh, so
he likes
cute.
to walk across my lap during streams. Um, But yeah, I think if you are just taking the answers and, phoning it in like that, then you're not ever going to really learn how to solve those problems on your own.
Right. But I think that is what happens with a lot of people, and it's the same thing as what is it? Tutorial hell or something? Tutorial
That's
hell? Yeah,
that's
I'm not a video person, so I don't like to watch tutorials very much, but
okay.
I think it's sort of the same concept when you are watching a tutorial and then you
Yeah.
follow it verbatim
Yeah.
and you make your app and then you're like, "Great, I made an app." And then you could never probably do that again afterwards. And I think
Yeah.
it's similar to if you were doing the JavaScript algorithms course and then you just said, "Hey, what's the answer?" And even if you did get the answer explained to you afterwards, you never really did it yourself or kind of tried to review that again. Maybe it would help if you really wanted the answer. Okay, you could look at the answer, but then try to do it again a couple days later by yourself and see if you
Yeah.
still know the answer. But a lot of people don't do that. And I think that's the problem with the whole tutorial hell thing. And then also the over reliance on ChatGPT kind of answering your questions with
Yeah.
whatever you're doing, whether it's leak code. I know somebody, I saw this post. I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if it went viral or if it just happened to land on my For You, but somebody said that they had a 700-day streak on leak code, but they faked it and they were admitting it because they were using AI to answer the questions every day. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't
Bold.
know. So people do that, it's a
Yeah.
thing, you kind of, I don't really know the logic behind doing that for 700 days, but
Outing yourself is what's more
yeah.
perplexing to me.
Right. I
I've
don't
been
know.
cheating at this thing for 700 days.
And then Chevey said, by the way, would love to know the main thought behind Scrimba because their courses are so different than the rest of the courses. They focus a lot on experiential learning. What do you think? Do you have an answer to that, Micha?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like I didn't create Scrimba, but I've been with the team for a long time and so know a bit about this. And I also noticed some questions about like, what is tutorial hell? So I think these questions kind of go together. I think the idea of Scrimba is to learn by doing, because a lot of people who are learning to code on their own, maybe they are watching tutorials on YouTube, and it's like you're following along. It's like, I understand what's going on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And maybe if you're building along with it, but then you try to do something on your own, build something from scratch, and you're like, don't even know. You just feel overwhelmed and don't know where to start. Um,
Right.
and I think the way that Scrimba is set up, especially now the curriculum is pretty, what am I trying to say? It's pretty consistent all the way through, where each of the lessons, the teacher is talking like in a screencast. So it's like you're watching a YouTube, but it's like YouTube and VS Code had a baby, because it's
Right.
like there's an actual code editor right there that you can work in and pause at any time to play with the code, change the code. And the teachers will actually, explain something and then they'll say, okay, pause and try this challenge. They'll give you a coding challenge where you are supposed to finish the code and make it work. And
Yeah.
you can pause and do that. And then they say, come back whenever you're done and I'll walk through it with you. And so I think that's a really, I think it's a really cool way to teach. And like I said, it felt really empowering to like write the code myself. Or like maybe you see the teacher write it one way and you're like, well, could I do it this other way? And you pause and try it. So it's just like, I think it just is really, just really sets off a lot of light bulbs. And it's the way that the lessons are set up is like you're coding the whole time and you'll like be building it's also project based, so you'll be kind of building a project like throughout a section or a module. And then if you have a pro subscription, there are solo projects that you can build where they'll have a Figma file and like a list of requirements, and you do build it from scratch. But you'll see that there are like components from each of the sections that you've learned. So it's like, oh, I did that, I learned how to do that in the passenger counter app, or I learned how to do that in the Google Chrome extension. And you can kind of pull that into the code that you're writing for the solo project. So yeah, I think it's a really novel way to teach.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the if instead of just watching a YouTube video and then you have to keep pausing it and rewinding it and pausing it and rewinding it and going back and copying it. I don't know how people do that. I don't really like YouTube videos
Yeah.
for doing projects, but I really like Scrimba because of the challenges. So you are taught something first and then you get a challenge to do the same thing later on, and it sort of reminds me of, I don't know if there's this, I think it's Anki or something, it's the Japanese rote memorization system that
Yeah.
they use for flashcards. Yeah, it's like, when I was learning Chinese, I read this whole book about language learning, and there's a period of time where you almost forget something. I think it's like the forgetting curve or something like that. So you almost forget something, but at that point where you're almost forgetting something is when you need to remember it, be sparked, like some sort of thing happens where you need to recall it, and then when you recall that, it goes into your long-term memory.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
think Scrimba is kind of good at that because it teaches you something maybe in a separate chapter or in an earlier chapter, like you said, with the passenger counter app, and then maybe the next project that you make, I don't know if it's with Bob or Pear or whichever course that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, then maybe they would be like, we actually learned about this last time. Can you try to do it yourself? And
Yeah.
when you actually get that little challenge, I think it refreshes your memory and then sort of saves it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
I
that doesn't
haven't
happen with YouTube tutorials. Nobody
Yeah.
asks you to recall something.
No, not at all. I haven't used Donkey, but I've heard a lot of people do use it. I mean, I used old school like flashcards back in the day. You know, a long, long time ago. Yeah, I've used flashcards and they're really helpful for me. But I think that's also like, sparks a brain connection between your hand and your brain. Like writing something down. Like that's always how I studied for things. Was I would just like rewrite all of my notes or rewrite like a chapter in a book that I've read, and it would really help it stick. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think learning by doing, that's the ticket.
Yeah. And I agree. I need to do it to understand what's happening, because I know there's different learning types, so you could, maybe you're visual or whatever, but I feel like most people, there's a consistent thing where I feel like most people need to do it to actually learn it, no
Yeah.
matter whether you're an auditory, a visual, or you like to read or whatever. Okay, let me see. I think there's some questions here. Edmund said, I remember when I started learning React with Scrimba without mastering the basics of JavaScript, I screwed up. Yeah, it's really hard when you don't totally understand the JavaScript course and then go into the React course. I had I think it was, I started the React course and it was all fine, and then there was a certain point where I think I just glazed over a couple chapters or a couple lessons, and then I just got so confused. I think if you kind of glaze over anything, it's really difficult to kind of get back to understanding, unless you literally do have to go back.
That is so common. Edmund, I think your name was. That's so common. I talked to so many bootcamp students, and I experienced myself. I've heard it from Ellie. Like when you get to React, it's like, okay, remember all this JavaScript that you did like months ago, or a little while ago. And it's you do need that spaced repetition. Sometimes you need to go back and review the concepts. And I don't think of it as like you screwed up or that you're going backwards or anything. It's just like, it's very common. It's something you need to do. I definitely, my JavaScript got a lot better. Like there were a lot of things that I was not clear on whenever I went through the JavaScript courses, and the React course kind of helped me with some of those by presenting it in a different way, like the way Bob teaches. And then I actually would go back to the old JavaScript course and I'm like, okay, this doesn't sound like um, Russian to me. Like this makes
Yeah.
sense now because I've like done it, more than once, and because I've had it presented in different ways. So
Yeah. And speaking of the flashcards, I do have this cool thing that I was talking about with some people from Pieces today. We're thinking about doing, maybe not Pieces, but maybe me and somebody else, and who knows what's going to happen for sure. But I was talking to them about flashcards, and I'm like, we need flashcards. It'd be cool if when you save the code snippets, they actually save as flashcards, or you could have a plugin or something that makes flashcards from your code snippets, and you can organize them into folders or something. So we're thinking about doing some kind of open source project with the Pieces SDK and flashcards. So for students, and people can contribute and stuff. So keep your ears out or your eyes out or whatever for that, because I think that might be cool. And then I think Valeria said Anki uses spaced repetition and is based on algorithms to predict. Right. That's the thing about Anki, is that it's different than just flashcards. It's the spaced repetition, which it knows when you're about to forget something, and then it brings it back up. Because that's the important thing about remembering. You need to almost forget it to remember it. But and Chevy said there's going to be a live stream. Yeah, we're thinking about making a live stream series about making this plugin or this addition, and where we can, I'll show screen share if that makes it easier in a little bit to show you what I mean by the flashcards. We're going to answer a couple more questions, and then we're going to get into I want to know about your students and whether they use AI or if they talk about it or not. But we're going to answer this question first. So Dominic said, super curious, Micha, what's the biggest pain points you see? Oh, okay. Well, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. With bootcamp students currently. It could be related to Scrimba tooling or just the bootcamp format, generally speaking. What do you think, Micha?
Yeah. I think a lot of people join the Scrimba bootcamp because they want a little bit more accountability. And it's like finding the time and like staying committed to like continuing to learn how to code and keep moving forward, because, you take a break for 1 or 2 days, cool. But then like, it turns into a week. And then by the time you go back, it's like, okay, now I need to review this stuff before I can move forward. And so it's like, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And, I think that people who join the bootcamp, it can be helpful to just have have a community, have other people that you can check in with and kind of help keep you on track. There's something else that made me think of that. Yeah, I mean, just kind of tying into our conversation about like AI, Googling, like trying to find the answers whenever you're learning on your own. I think a lot can be gained, and we'll get into that conversation about like searching for things on your own. But again, the community comes in clutch whenever you have a question, or, like I said, we do code reviews for people's solo projects. It's like, okay, I built this project, it's working, it looks pretty good. I think it's okay. But like, just to have feedback from an actual person to like take the time to look through your code, give you some feedback on how you're writing your code, kind of cheering you on where you're doing well, and then helping you to know where there are areas that you can improve or like different approaches to things. So I think that's also something that students really dig, is getting those code reviews.
Yeah, I think that would be a really cool thing too. I saw the Scrimba bootcamp existed, but I never actually signed up for it or anything. But I think that would be very encouraging to be working alongside other people. Sort of reminds me of 100 Days of Code. I know during when I was doing the Scrimba course, there was a couple other people who happened to start the same Scrimba course at the same time. And we were all doing 100 Days of Code. And it was really encouraging to kind of see other people's projects. They were the same sort of projects, like the blackjack game. I remember seeing someone's, and there was a couple different games or little projects, and we would share them on Twitter and then kind of change them a little bit. And so it would be cool to see each other's games. I think on the sort of the dark side of that is you can kind of start to compare yourself to other people's progress. Like, why am I not learning as fast as that person?
Yeah.
Or maybe because you want to keep up with other people, you just skip stuff. I don't know. I think that happens too. And then people get really confused because if you skip things, it's really bad. And also, I just sent a link in there. I don't know which one to highlight. There's like 4 links now, but this, if you want to check it out, Chrissy is doing a blog post series on Pieces. It's called Pieces, Your Ultimate Coding AI Best Friend. So definitely check it out. Yeah, Chrissy's been working hard on that and posting a lot of it with the build space thing, you know, the nights and weekends thing. So definitely check it out. Let's see. I think Roxy, you did reviews. I didn't even know there was a JavaScript miss. Did you?
Oh, yes.
I guess you know about that. I didn't even hear about that.
I'm out of the loop. It happens in December. So it's like a coding advent where you just have small JavaScript challenges each day. It's pretty fun. And then cool. Like the last 2 years, we've encouraged folks to do code reviews for the JavaScript missed challenges. And yeah, Roxy was one of our JavaScript Miss winners. She's awesome.
Oh my God. What did she win? Did she win something?
Yeah, I think so. What was the prize again? Was it like Scrimba Pro
account?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. And then you have a boot camp student here. One of your students is here.
Hey, Todd. Thanks for popping in.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, because I went to your boot camp thing where you were talking to the students, and I kind of went in there for like 30 minutes last week, right?
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah, so I met a couple of the students from that stream, which is I guess on Zoom. It's the boot camp stream. So that was pretty fun. Oh, a pro Scrimba account for a year. That's pretty good. That's really good. And then, okay, Michael said something really interesting. I'm using AI as a pair programmer to learn React. Using AI to help build components and explain to you how they work is an excellent way to learn. I built Star Wars Ahsoka website with this method. Okay, that's cool. A Star Wars website. You can feel free, if you have the link, I would love to see it because that would be awesome. That sounds really cool. I don't know what's an Ahsoka, so I don't know if you know what that is. I'm not good with the Star Wars words, although I've seen a lot of Star Wars movies. I don't know that word.
Is a character in like Mandalorian. Okay. I don't know. Don't ask me.
You sound like, I feel like you're about to drop a lot of Star Wars knowledge here.
I wish I could just like make stuff up on the fly, but yeah.
Okay.
I vaguely know Ahsoka. Yeah. Oh, it's a whole show. Oh, with Rosario Dawson.
Oh, I don't know the show.
Jedi. I'm a nerd. There's different kinds of nerds, Dominic.
I know. I'm not a Star Wars nerd. I love Harry Potter, you know, anime, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm not a Star Wars person, I think, but yeah, if you guys were interested in the flashcards or any other project, you could check out this link. I don't know if you can click it if you're not on the YouTube, but check it out. You can type it in if you want. There's a lot of people building cool open source projects with the Pieces SDK, so definitely check that out. And yeah, let me see what's next. Okay, everybody's talking about Star Wars. League of Legends too. Okay. Upa's here to troll. Okay, that's why I suddenly felt like an energy shift. It was because Upa came. I suddenly started feeling chaos enter my brain, and I think it was because Upa entered the chat, and I didn't even see his chat, but it immediately caused me chaos. But yeah, I was wondering, do you have students that are using AI tools, or do they talk about it at all, or do they think it's bad, or do they even talk about that at all?
No, we do. I think it's pretty common. So when I was learning to code, I didn't really use AI. It was like, you know, a little bit before the time. You know, I did use Google a lot. So, you know, I think you have to know the right questions to ask. I think they can be great tools, but you have to know how to wield them. With Google, I think the results can be frustrating because you get a lot of links and you don't know which sources are the most reliable and most applicable to your situation. You know, like for example, Stack Overflow. Whenever I look at Stack Overflow, I'll see code examples, but then I also see like, people kind of bickering with each other, and it's just like, I just answer. So I'm glad ChatGPT exists now because, you can get one answer kind of tailored to your specific question.
Right. Maybe you won't be scared to ask it. I think the thing
Yeah,
would be maybe you're scared to ask on somewhere like Stack Overflow. You say something and then they're like, "Whoa, it's so
I
dumb."
have never asked a question on Stack
Me
Overflow.
either. I have never.
I am scared. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's where ChatGPT is great, I think, because, um, it is less threatening to ask a question. Um, so, yeah, I think that ChatGPT is really common for students to use. I think they use it in different ways. I had one student tell me something really cool. Here's an example of using AI the right way. Whenever she asks the questions, she says, "Don't write the code for me." Like she's like, "How do I
That's
do
a really
this?"
good way.
But don't give me the code. Like she wants to write it herself. Um,
Right.
so that's an example. And then I think I hear people talk about like they'll write their code and share it, put it in Chat GPT and ask if they ask about refactoring it or writing it in a better way. Um, but yeah, I think I guess on the flip side of that, I've also heard of students who have gone through courses and just used ChatGPT the whole way through. And
Yeah,
like
that's
they
probably not
got through
good.
the course, but then now they're going back and doing the course again because they didn't really learn it. So
Right.
it goes back to like learning hands-on and writing the code yourself. So it's got to be a balance there.
Yeah, one thing is that is a really good idea. It is really good for code reviews. Like if you've already written the code, it works or it doesn't work, whatever. You could send it and you could be like, what do you think about this code here? Or
Yeah.
you could ask a specific question. You could be vague, you could be specific. But I think it is really good for that. And then yeah, this is also a really good idea. If you do ask it for a code review and then it recommends, hey, you should change this part to this, then yeah, asking why is really good way to learn. And it may not always be right. Like I think that is also true. The refactored code might not be better, to be honest. So if you do have someone that knows how to code better than you, it's probably
Yeah.
good to ask some real humans as well. If it's important or if it's just like your side project, then you probably don't need to ask every single question to your friend, but you
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important to remember that humans still exist and they have a lot of good insight and can explain things um, and break things down just as well or better sometimes than AI. Yeah, the thing with AI is you might get an explanation, yeah, and you can ask why, but it's like, you know, do you know for sure that that's the right answer? Um,
Right.
you know, is it explaining it the right way? I think it's pretty reliable, but not infallible. Same thing for humans, though.
Yeah. It is pretty reliable, but definitely a good idea to ask for the why. And also, since Lawrence is here, I don't know when he's going to leave this chat, but I did want to share something he posted yesterday. What did he say here? When it comes to code, I treat all current LLMs like eager junior devs. It's going to try really hard, but I have to look closely so I don't embarrass myself. True. I did want to share my screen and show something that Lawrence posted yesterday. Hold on, let me see how I can do that. I didn't test this share screen thing, so we'll see how it goes.
You can do it.
Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry. I have to move things around.
I can't imagine trying to stream on 4 different places and talk and keep up with the chat and
It's
screen.
okay. It's not that bad, but yeah, this is Lawrence. I don't know. Can you wait? Oh, I don't see it. Okay. Here's Lawrence in the middle of the screen. Does everyone see that? I'll make it big, but he said an example of the bare minimum I would expect new techies to be doing on their own. Watch till the end for the LinkedIn part. I'm going to turn down the volume. I don't know if it's sharing the volume, but yeah, let's see. Might be kind of small. So you are an expert software engineer who is well connected in the tech community. Assume I am a beginner programmer who lives in a remote area. But I do have access to high-speed internet. Oh, okay. I saw Lawrence's comment too late. He said fast forward to the halfway point, but we're here anyway, Lawrence. We're going to wait through it. So he said, connect me with the tech community in at least 5 ways. So yeah, it just replies with basically some ways you can connect with the tech community, online coding communities, social media, virtual meetups, conferences, online learning platforms, open source projects, and collaboration. And then he says, dig deeper into the LinkedIn suggestion. Here, let's go. And then it suggests a bunch of different LinkedIn groups. All of them are Java groups. So of course they're Java groups, but you could do that, with any kind of group. And I think that's a good way to ask it questions. You're trying to find something else to help you. So even if you were looking for some learn to code resources, I think it would suggest Scrimba if you said, hey, I'm learning front-end development. Like, can you recommend some resources? Probably it would recommend, Scrimba, Free Code Camp.
I love asking AI to connect you with real human beings. I love that.
Right. I really like that. So I think that's a really good example about how you can use it as a junior dev and you're trying to figure out this crazy world, instead of using it to generate your entire project's code or solve your leak code problems for 700 days straight for no reason. I think a good way to do that is if you really, really want to learn leak code and it's hard. It's really hard for me. A good way is if you're really stuck on the problem, like you literally cannot even begin with this problem, maybe try an easier problem, or or you could ask like, hey, you're my leak code coach. So I think similar to what Lauren said, like you're an experienced engineer who knows all the things, something like that. You're an experienced leak code coach.
Was chef's kiss.
It was, yeah. You have to give it an identity. So you're a coach, and then yeah, maybe Claude would even be better now. You could ask it like, hey, I have this problem. I don't even know where to start. Don't give me the answer, but give me like a little hint to see, where I could get started. And what it can do is sometimes it will send you documentation like, hey, maybe you could look through this documentation. It might have something inside that will help you. And yeah, I think that would be a good way to kind of get started without literally it spewing all the answers back to you. Yeah. And then let's see, Dominic said, I used ChatGPT to help break down the common patterns for leak code. Yeah, that's also a really good way if you're trying to do some leak code problems. And Sophia, right. Yeah, that's also a good way. I tried that before. You could ask, can you write out the answer in human language? And it will give you, I don't know if that's what you meant, Sophia, but it will write it out as like a to-do sort of format instead of just directly giving you the answer. That could be a good way. Yeah, I know. The thing that I was referencing was some person on Twitter posted that they had done that for 700 days straight. Just ChatGPT leak code streak. I don't know. It was very weird. So this is good advice. Explain the solution in 2 ways. Once, like I'm a high school student who has never coded, then as a senior computer science major. That's a good way too.
I love all these tips. We need like a compilation of like how to use AI when you're learning to code.
I hope the chat saved. I think it is, but I don't know for sure. Sometimes the chat saves, sometimes not, but but this video will save, so you'll be able to see these pop-ups. How do I make a link? Yeah. Yeah, I think doing that would be better. And then let me see, what's this? Other LLMs will be junior coders, but Pieces Copilot is going to be lead developer. True. And there's also just so many choices. You don't need to use ChatGPT. You can use, Claude, Gemini, whatever, all the names, all the lists. I think there's like 20 or something. So many.
Yeah.
So let's see. There's so many questions. Okay, there's a Scrimba Bootcamp code reviewer here.
What's up, Shant?
It's a pleasure to help our Scrimba students progress, and it's always good to see how our students grow and incorporate the feedback. Yeah, and it's cool if you do use, you know, AI tools in a good way to ask for reviews. Thanks, Lauren. Thanks for coming. Always appreciate you coming out here. And then let me see. I need to open up my thing. So yeah, I wanted to mention Lawrence's tweet yesterday because I think that's a pretty good way to use it without, it's not like you're relying on it. You could even ask it for interview help. So one thing I tried to do, I'll show you. It's kind of funny. So let me see. I'm going to share my screen again. And hold on. All right. I might just continue sharing it now just to make it easier. So I have Pieces desktop here, and I'm going to turn the live context on. I'm going to ask it. So similar to what Lawrence was doing, it's more of with collaboration community. I want to do a behavioral interview. So I think that would be a good way to kind of prep if you're trying to find a job, you're a junior dev, and you don't have a lot of experience with behavioral interviews. You could practice with ChatGPT. You could practice with anything. We can change it. We're using GPT. Let me see. What are we going to use? Google. What do you want to use? Claude? Everyone loves Claude, I guess, in the chat. So I might switch to Claude.
Wait, what's going on, Ellie? So you're using Pieces?
Yes, I have Pieces desktop open right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask it a question. We're going to do a pseudo fake whatever behavioral interview, and I'm going to answer terribly. I'm going to be like the worst interviewer or the interviewee ever, and we're going to see what kind of feedback it gives us. And yeah, basically you can click down here. Is this big enough? Is this really small?
I'm doing okay, and I'm visually impaired, so I can't speak for everybody, but representing the four-eyed people.
Okay, hopefully this is okay. I don't remember how to make it bigger. Let me see. Oh, zoom in. Oh, I can just do that actually. Okay, well. Hopefully it's not huge now. Okay, it might be a little bit bigger now. I don't know. It looks the same to me, but all right, we're going to use Claude because I think everybody likes Claude now. Oops.
So you can choose are those like check marks where you can choose one or more?
Yeah, you can choose whichever you want. So you can use, GPT-4, 4.0. You can use your own API key. You can use Gemini. You can use Claude. Claude is new. I think they added that a couple days ago. And then Palm. I've never used Palm. I don't know what that is, but Bison. I don't know. Maybe Bison is cool. I'm not really sure what that does. But yeah. So I usually just use ChatGPT because I'm just so used to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can use Claude though. So it's kind of cool because you can change it. If you don't like the answer, you can just change the model to something else. So that is pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't used Claude very much either. Roast people from the comments. I don't want to roast people, Amitesh. I'm not going to roast people. Maybe I will, but look, Leon is here.
Woo.
That's cool. Hey. And then, oh yeah, Upa has been telling me that he has been using Pieces a lot lately and he really likes it. So I'm excited to see what Upa, he has some feedback. So we'll see. We'll see what his feedback is. Hey, so exciting. Were you a 100 devs person, Micha? I don't know.
No, I have the 100 devs FOMO. I had started learning to code with Scrimba before I learned about 100 devs, but I connected with a lot of people on Twitter that were 100 devs. And yeah, so I'm like
I'm glad you'll forgive us, Roxy. Yeah, I know. I met so many 100 devs people, but I'm not a real 100 devs. I'm not real. I was in there, to see Jason talking to Leon the other day. And I realized like, wow, there's a lot of people here. Upa's not either, but yeah. I know he said we fixed that last week. I became official 100 devs last week when I was in the Discord, but I feel,
nice.
I'm okay. But anyway, I wanted to do this thing, so we're gonna see. If I imagine I am trying to get my first job and I am really bad at behavioral interviews. You could literally be like, hey, you are interviewing me for a developer position. This is, oops, don't mind my typos. This is the first interview, and you are asking behavioral questions. Ask one at a time and give me feedback on my answers. I may not be the prompt master, so who knows what's going to happen. I think Lawrence is better. He probably would have been like, you're an expert interviewer with lots of knowledge. All right, so can you describe a time when you faced a significant technical challenge in a project? How did you approach it, and what was the outcome? All right, I'm going to answer really badly. So let's see. I faced a technical challenge in a project. Okay, one time my code didn't work. And I threw my computer out of the window. And
hired.
And set it on fire?
On the spot, you're hired.
Okay, let me see. Are you scoring us on these interview? Okay, let's see what it says. Hey, it actually got that I'm joking. It said, I appreciate your attempt at humor, but I'm afraid that wouldn't be appropriate or helpful. That's kind of funny. I really didn't think it would know that I'm being, intentional.
That's funny.
Okay, wise guy. Yeah, that's pretty much. But it does do a good job. Like, even if you did answer in a normal way, it will pretty much critique you the same way. And yeah, I guess I would have a missed opportunity, but whatever. It is what it is. We all handle our problems in different ways. Mine is throwing the computer out the window. So
I think that would be better. That this like kind of interview practice would be helpful for me because I'm like a planner and I really like to write things out. Like if I'm like be on a live, for example, I kind of like the visual like question and answer. And I think this would be really good because like that question it's deep. Like I need some time to think about it and I could, take the time to write that out. And then if I'm asked that question in an interview, I'd be ready for it. I'd have all those points. And then, I think you could keep using the AI, to maybe smooth out the edges of like how you phrase things, and how to present yourself like in person, maybe.
I think so too. And you could also, if I actually genuinely answered this question and wrote, a solid paragraph answer, and then maybe it would respond and maybe I could ask it like, how would you word that better? And you could practice also making videos and responding verbally. I know, you could see the question, make a video of yourself responding verbally, and, voice record or whatever, just put what you said in there and see how it responds. I think that would be good practice too, actually saying it out loud. And then Leon said, Claude has been good for normal questions for me, but I always get you are giving too much info to process errors if I'm feeding CSV or PDFs, etc. Yeah, sometimes they end up giving like way too much information. I think in the prompt, if you want to avoid that, you have to say like, don't give me all the information. Or like Micha said earlier, we don't want all the code. Don't send me code back. Just explain this to me, but I don't want you to send me like the entire thing that I just sent you. Sometimes it will just copy everything you say and send it back. And you're like, whoa. I did not want that. Okay. So yeah, your nonverbal, that would be hard with the nonverbal cues. We'll have to get to the next level where it could actually see you video form. That in the future it'll happen. We already have the voice version, right? Yeah. It might be robotic, but I think it's still good practice, especially if you're not good with answering on the spot. At least you'll have things to say. I know with the 100 devs people, they do flashcards, and I'm pretty sure they have, Leon, if you're still in here, like I'm pretty sure they have behavioral interview flashcards too, where they answer questions, about themselves, the elevator pitch thing. I'm pretty sure they do that. I've seen people post about that. So yeah, and they give me 2-3 sentence on. Yeah, that would be good. Like if you give it parameters and you say, I don't want more than this, then it definitely helps. And I like how in this answer it mentioned the STAR method. Pretty solid advice.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. And then let me see. One other thing I wanted to say is, oh yeah, actually I did want to talk about the 100 devs flashcards thing. So yeah, I think it would be really cool. One thing that we are working on right now, hold on, let me see.
Your screensaver is awesome.
Yeah, it's a One Piece thing. So this, hold on, I want to exit out of this thing. Maybe I'll exit out of that for now. So I made this a long time ago. It's a code pen, true or false. Okay, so almonds are a member of the apple family. What do you think? I already scrolled over it, so maybe you saw it already.
What's a member of the apple family? What did you say?
Almonds are a member of the apple family. What do you think?
It sounds kind of out there, but I'm going to say true.
Almonds? How do you say almonds? 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 Almonds?
Almonds?
Almonds? I don't know what I said. Did you
Wait,
say true?
How does everybody say, what is it? How does everybody say this word?
Almonds?
In the private chat.
Almonds.
I put one in the private chat. Ellie, how do you say that word?
How does everyone say this word? Someone says almonds. Yeah, I think I say pecan.
Oh.
Pecan? Okay. Is it pecan or pecan?
I say pecan. I say pecan.
Pecan. I think I say pecan, but now it sounds really bad. Pecan?
Peckin?
Oh my God. All right, well, I'll just tell you guys, almonds are not a member of the apple family. And cheetahs don't roar. It's true. Cat has 32 muscles in its ear. True. Kangaroos can't walk backwards. True. All right. I told you all the answers. The whole reason I brought this up is because in CodePen, I've kind of noticed this is you can, wait, let me see. What do I want? Let's pretend I really want to save this for some reason. Maybe I'll save this inside hover thing. So I can click this and I can actually click pieces, save, and it's saved. Oh. So let me see. I'm going to open it up here. Hold on. I think I'm live streaming. My computer is breathing really hard right now. It started like breathing really hard. Hold on. I already have this open. Maybe. Oh, it was over here. All right. See, look, so I saved it and now it's here in the save snippets. And then if I go over here to the desktop, let me see, save materials, it's over here as well. So it's actually saved in this list of things that I saved. So I don't save things very often, but this is I'm trying to figure out how this could be used for students. Because imagine you're, in CodePen, you're on somebody else's CodePen, and you're like, oh, I want to try that animation, or I want to try that in my project later, or I want to remember how to do that. Then you can just select it, and you can save that snippet and then it will save here. So you can see it through the extension, and then you can also see it through the desktop app in this snippet thing here.
Cool.
So
and it just generated the name for that item that you saved on its own, right? Just from
yeah.
bit.
It did that, and then it also, hold on, let me see. Is it this? Yeah, it basically created like these little annotations. So it described what it is, what it does, and then when did I do that, and how did I do that? When did I save it? So pretty cool. I want to see if there's a way that we could take these snippets and put them in folders to review as flashcards with the whole Anki algorithm flashcard thing. I think that would be a really cool way to study.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. So that is one thing that I noticed. And one thing is that I was in the Scrimba course. Okay. I noticed that this thing comes up in a lot of things where I can actually hover here and you can copy and save this whole thing, or you could ask the Copilot about this stuff here, the CSS. But I noticed when I was in Scrimba, maybe it's because it's sort of like video / editor. It doesn't, or maybe there's like certain, maybe Scrimba does this on purpose. But if I go like this, I only see the Scrimba stuff. I can't, there's nothing else that comes up. So I can't save it from here. So I want to try to figure out like if there's a way to get this over here easily, but there's not. So I don't know if that's do you know anything about that? Does Scrimba have like some blockers on that, on like copying?
Well, Scrimba is written in a language called Imba. So it's like written in its own language. And so that's hence the format. So I know like if you, for example, like I've never done a right click to, use pieces, not yet anyway. But, like if I'm going to inspect the page, if I want to see what's going on in the console or something like that with Scrimba, I would have to right click in the top kind of header section. Just like, yeah. But I don't know with the version 2 if you can even do that. But with V1, that's what I would have to do. Like if I wanted to inspect the page. Oh.
Well,
can we look at go to v1.scrimba.com in another tab maybe? Or the same one? Yeah.
Let me see. Oh yeah, what if can I just do this?
Maybe.
I'll delete this part though.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even know it still existed.
Yeah. I wonder if you can.
Oh, wait, I wonder if I could actually go back and just stay on the JavaScript course. Oh. Okay, well, it's okay, but I'm wondering if there's, I wonder if there's a way to, because it seems like I'm not able to get the information from the screen unless I just literally, copy and paste and then go to the desktop and put it in there. So that would be a way to do it. But I wonder if there's a way to like override that somehow, because I think that would be a really good way to study. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you're a Scrimba student and then you are learning, if, else, and you're trying to remember like how does that work, then you can just, if you were able to do this and save it to this in the save snippets, and then later we had the flashcard thing, people would be able to review things really easily.
Yeah, that's really cool. What can you do with those saved snippets? Oh, Tom has a tip. Tom from Scrimba is in the chat and says you can press F12. Thank you, Tom.
F12. So if you opened up my calculator.
If you highlight the text, right, and then F12.
Okay. I think my computer is bad. It likes to open up the calculator. No, I have no idea. It will only open the calculator. I have no idea. Well, I'm trying to be professional, Upa. I'm trying to stay on topic here, and ever since you got here, it got chaotic. So, but that's okay. We appreciate it. But yeah, we have been going for like an hour, so we're about to get to the random question and answer Q&A part. So you all can share your weird questions during that time if you want to. Ask the calculator what to do. Yeah. Probably not a good idea, but anyway, let me see if we had anything else we wanted to talk about before the question and answer part. I think that's pretty much it.
I interrupted myself when I was asking about the snippets because I thought maybe we had a breakthrough with the F12. But so you save that snippet, you save the CSS, hover effect or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it was in your desktop app, and it was also like in that list format. So if you click on one of those, like is there some other functionality that you can do with that? Like you can copy and paste it, or I don't know, would you ask questions about it from there, or?
Yeah, so if you wanted to, for example, this is just super simple. So imagine it's something else that's, maybe more complicated, but you could start a Copilot chat based on that specifically, if you wanted to ask about that piece of code specifically, or if you wanted to, I guess you could duplicate it. You can share it with other people. So you can create a shareable link. You can, let me see. I think there was something, wait, where did it go? Oh, what's this? Oh yeah, you can create a GitHub gist. Is it a gist?
Yeah.
Why is it a GIF, but this is a gist? That doesn't make sense.
Because
right?
English.
That's weird, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can copy and you can share it with people. I don't think I've ever made a GitHub gist. Gist. Now I'm trying to say it differently.
Now you sound like you're from New Zealand saying.
I know. It's not right.
I've got a gist on the program today.
I don't understand. It's a geist? Right. I don't know.
Geist.
Geist is good. I like that one. Let's call it a Geist. I don't know what that is though. Actually, I've never made one before. So, but yeah, you can do those things with it. And you can edit it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm sure if it was more complicated, this area here where it describes what it is probably would have more text. So we could go find something else, I guess, but I don't know where it is. We could actually, wait, let me just go back to this code pen thing. What if I just take like this whole thing? Well, what if copy and save? Okay, it's saved. So let's go true or false snippet. Okay, so it's not that much, but it's more than the other one. So let's see what does it say here. Well, it had two things. It said two things. So this code snippet creates a frame with 3 sections. Each section has 32 muscles in each ear. Okay, well, I don't know about that. I think I think it got confused with that, but this top part is correct.
So can you edit the name of it? Can you change?
Yeah, I can change the annotation. So cool. I can definitely edit that and change it. It has 4 sections, and that's so funny. What's this? Oh, I think it's just a title. So yeah, and you could add annotations, I guess. So that's pretty much it. And then people in the chat are talking about weird gists and gists and all kinds of strange things. So anyway, but I think it would be really cool if Scrimba had the ability to save the code snippets. I think that would be awesome.
I'm going to investigate.
Yeah, definitely investigate. Let me know, because I'm trying to see if that can work.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. I think I pretty much shared what I needed to share there. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But does anyone have any Q&A questions here, and we can answer them? I still have this elder thing up here. We are open to any questions. Micha is the boot camp lead. So if you have any questions about, you're the front end development boot camp lead, or just is it general boot camp? How does that work?
Yeah, we just have one boot camp, and our focus is we help students who are doing the front end developer career path. Mm-hmm. So Scrimba also has an AI engineering path, and we do have some support for that, but most people are doing the front end path. So yeah, with Scrimba, if you have a pro subscription, you have access to all the courses. The boot camp, you have access to all the same courses, but we have some exclusives. We have the code reviews from our pro team, and we do like mentoring. We have meetups where I invite awesome guests like Ellie, Zubrowski to come and chat with us. Yeah, and coding workshops. And there is supposed to be a backend developer pathway in the future. With this part of Scrimba version 2 is that we will have backend capabilities. So once V2 is like, kind of at a more stable format, they're going to start adding more courses.
That's cool. I did notice this. I don't know if this was in V1 or not, but I just noticed it with the old version. Whenever we needed to use like API keys, you had to I think you just typed it in there, but now there's actually like a setting in Scrimba. You can add your API keys in there. So that's really cool. Like your own little area.
You can use
outside the course.
Variables. Yeah. I think they added that in V1 too. I haven't actually done that on V2 yet, but that is important.
All right. And we have this question here.
GIF.
Right. It's GIF. I say GIF, but gist is gist, right? It's not gist.
So. With a lot of words, I will say like both in rapid succession. So, I just play to all the audiences. I'll say GIF, GIF. data.
That's the way to go, right? I there's some words that I don't even know which one I say, like caramel, caramel. I don't have a thing with that.
Just say both.
Right. I don't like it, so I don't talk about it, right? It's too sweet for me.
Yeah.
All right. And now we got some other pronunciation questions here.
Hirafa.
Right. Amazing. Upa, do you have any troll questions before we end the stream? I know always something's on your mind, so you can let it out. I know you've been holding in this whole time. You're not trying to troll too much, but you can troll. It's fine. We accept you.
Okay.
And then
so
also
we're having peanut butter wars too. Butter? What peanut butter do you eat, Ellie?
Is that what they're talking about? I'm kind of fine with both. I don't really have like a strong preference with peanut butter. I think maybe I like the non-crunchy more, but I don't eat enough peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to have a preference. I'd be fine with both. I feel like having both, maybe it depends on my mood.
Yeah.
But I hate crust. I don't like crust.
Interesting. Do you
not a crust person?
You always cut crust off?
No, I eat it, but I just don't like it.
Oh, good for you.
I just think it's like the worst part of the sandwich, in my opinion. Unless it's like a really good bread or something, a special bread. Yeah. What about you?
I do creamy peanut butter most of the time. I grew up with crunchy. I do Peter Pan peanut butter.
Peter Pan?
I'm not a choosy mom, so I don't know if you get that reference. It's like a commercial from the 80s and 90s.
Oh, I
choosy
don't know.
moms choose Jif.
Oh.
But I'm not a choosy mom. I'm just regular mom.
Right. The only thing is I don't like that sort of organic peanut butter stuff because it has some weird oils on top and then ends up tasting funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Leon said a thin layer of almond butter with honey on wheat bread. That sounds pretty good.
Yes.
With no crust. He said, I eat the crust first. Yeah, I do that sometimes. I sometimes like go around, I eat the crust first, I just peel it off and eat it. And then I eat the best part. that bad? Are there any like crust fans in here that just love crust? You're supposed to mix it. I know you're supposed to mix it in, but I don't like to, because then underneath the peanut butter is really hard, you know? So you have to go like this, and it's just really hard. It just doesn't make any sense. The oil is there to lubricate your knife. Right. If I had a dog, I would give the crust to the dog.
Yeah, it depends on the bread. I eat like a seedy bread where the crust is actually really good. Like very crispy. Like sometimes like the crust on like regular wheat bread or white bread, it's just like paper or something.
Right. It's just like burnt bread, basically. And then love crust sociopaths. Yeah. I don't know. Some people just really like crust. Thin crust or regular? Are you talking about pizza now? I don't know. I like New York pizza, New York style pizza. That's the kind I like. And yeah, I'm not a huge crust person, but I eat it anyway. It's fine. Okay, this is kind of deranged. I don't know if I've done this before, because then what are you going to hold on to?
Okay, this is not pizza or bread related, but cupcakes. I didn't know this trick before, where you know how there's just all this icing on top of the cupcake,
right?
So it's like kind of a lot to deal with. What you can do is you like slice the bottom half of the cupcake off and put it on top.
Make a sandwich. I saw the TikTok of people doing that with cupcakes, and
okay,
yeah. I'm disturbed by that.
Really? Okay. I
but the only reason is I really don't like icing. I don't like icing. It tastes really sweet. Even as a kid, I didn't like it. I can taste the artificial flavor and colors in it. The only icing that I liked is chocolate icing, because I feel like it doesn't have that chemical flavor. Yeah. And icing from, really, maybe they make it really well and it doesn't taste artificial.
Yeah.
But if it's just like from Publix or supermarket cupcake with the artificial coloring icing, I just can't. It tastes so artificial. It tastes terrible. Yeah, red velvet is good. Red velvet is good. Eat the bottom first to get it over with. Is that what you're talking about? Cupcakes? Eat the bottom first and just leave the icing there.
Just holding a ball of icing.
That sounds terrible.
My son, there will be like a big thing of icing on the top, and he'll just like eat all the icing first, and that actually disturbs me, just like mowing down on.
Right. I usually, if it's that kind of bad icing, I just wipe it off. I can't even eat it. Like, I am terrible. I just waste it. I can't eat it. And then, yeah, try the cupcake sandwich. I think it's like a TikTok trend. People made videos about it and stuff for a week, maybe. So you'll see. Floridian pizza. Who said it? Is it? Well, I feel like everywhere else besides New York is just, I don't know if Floridian pizza is a thing. Is it really?
What is that?
I think it's just not New York pizza. It's just pizza. I don't know if I've ever heard of a specific Floridian pizza, but I will say that it's not that good. Most pizza places are not very good. There is this one place near where I live that is New York style, and it's pretty accurate. Pretty good. So
I wonder what Wisconsin style pizza is.
I don't know. I'm scared. But Wisconsin is the cheese state, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they have good cheese.
We should get a pizza when we're there.
We should. I think they do have a pizza place at the resort. So we'll probably eat pizza at some point. And then yes, Publix fried chicken is good, in my opinion. Very good. I like the small spicy ones. The wings or something. They're spicy though, but they're good. Iowa pizza sounds really bad to me. I don't know why. I don't know, but it just sounds really bad. Oh, no. Yeah. I like Einstein bagel. Have you had that before? Do they have that in Texas?
We do. I haven't had it in a long time, if ever. I can't remember. We used to have one close to my house, but
yeah, I think they're good if you go to a good Einstein Bagels. But if you find a really good bagel place, just sort of a small there's only one location, what are those called, like mom and pop bagel place?
Yeah.
That will be better than Einstein's, probably.
Man, I just went to New York and I just remembered that I didn't get a bagel when I was there.
I've never had a bagel in New York either, but I heard they're really good.
That was a bad move. I definitely should.
Aren't they supposed to be a lot bigger than normal bagels?
I don't know. Tell us, New York people.
I know. I think there's a couple New York people in the chat right now, so feel free to let us know why New York bagels are better. And then I have no idea what foxtail coffee is. See, but you see all these people talking about bagels right now and the size of bagels. This would have been happening like throughout the entire stream if I didn't preface, I think, that this stream is, we're leaving the weird questions for later. But yeah. I don't know.
It's been pretty surprised, but right. I love talking about bagels and peanut butter and GIFs and all that.
Hey, Chris, you just showed up for the uncivilized part of the stream, the Q&A with people talking about weird stuff, bagels and pizza. Apparently, is this a UK person? Chicago Town Pizza. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're in the UK, like Italy is the closest, right? So you should just get the original pizza, Italian pizza, right? That makes sense to me. It's pretty close. You can import.
Sliced potato on an authentic Italian-style pizza with a drizzle of chili or garlic oil on it. Does not sound like something I have eaten or...
I haven't either. Sounds cool, though.
I kind of want to try it now.
The water makes them different? What's this about? I missed something. Was it about the potatoes? Because you said they're boiled, then they're baked. The bagels? Oh, the bagels?
I bet.
If you say bagels or... What's the other one? Like bagels? I think in Canada they say like bagel or something like that. So they say it a little different.
Bagel.
I don't think it's bagel. But I wish that people said it like that. I wish there was like one state that said bagel instead of bagel.
That's how I'm saying it now.
Okay. Yeah, I eat the crust on my bagel because the whole bagel is crust. So, of course. I
scoop out the bagel and just eat the dough.
Right. Well, I heard that in California, you can actually get a scooped out bagel. That's a thing.
Yeah.
They put the cream cheese in the bagel crust. I mean, there's a lot of crust lovers there. Hey, Carmen.
I would try it. My sister was talking about how bagels have too much bread, or like how everything has too much bread. I'm a bread person, so that was really like kind of a shocking family moment. Like, are you anti-bread?
Right.
It was weird.
I don't think bagels have too much bread. I think they have just the right amount for the amount of crust that they have. But the difference between normal bread crust and bagel crust is that bagel crust isn't kind of burnt tasting. Normal bread crust, it has this weird unflavored burntness to it, in my opinion. But the bagel, yeah, maybe it's because it's boiled, right? It's not baked, so it tastes different. It doesn't taste so weird to me. And then he says we have a poutine truck here. I don't even know if I say that word right, poutine. I think so, but correct me if I'm wrong. You can make fun of me. But I do like poutine. It's good. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so. I feel like that poutine doesn't. Oh wait. Wisconsin is pretty close to Canada. Maybe. Poutini. Okay, I'm gonna start pronouncing it like that and see how it goes. I'll go to normal Canadian place. Can I get some shawarma poutini?
And I'll order the bagel.
The bagel? Yeah. And then I don't know. Is there anything else? Are we getting pizza? Oh yeah, Carmen, you missed the demo in the actual chat. So we actually did a whole chat about Scrimba AI, and then we did a little pieces demo towards the end, and we showed some stuff. So now we're in the chaos question mode. So you missed the demo. I could pretend to do a demo though. I could pull it up again, but you can watch the replay if you want to see the demo. Poutini sounds Star Wars. I know, it is. We should get an Oscar for this. I agree. There was a stream. There was. You missed it because you were trolling the whole time, Jason. You just were chatting, not listening to us. So,
no way.
Whatever. I know. I hope. I don't know if Amitesh is still here. Don't hate me, Amitesh. I'm turning the Pieces YouTube into a chaos stream. So sorry. Creme brulee, I feel like it's very different than poutine, right? It's like completely different foods. Where did the creme brulee come from in this conversation? Poutine is like French fries, right? With like cheese on it and some other stuff, gravy and things like that. I love shawarma poutine though, but creme brulee is a dessert.
Is poutine vegetarian? I can't remember what it is. Is it cheese?
Well, yeah, it's just you could get whatever you want on it, but yeah, you could get French fries, cheese, this sort of gravy stuff, and then you can get other stuff on it too. So people get other stuff. I really like the shawarma poutine, so I get meat on it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I would try it. I'm vegetarian though, so but
you can try it. There's a lot of vegetarian ones. You could get like some vegetables on it, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting so hungry. Oh my gosh.
I know. It was terrible. I turned the stream into fries and gravy, and now we're making poutine at that conference. Oh yeah, it's cheese curds. Right. There's this place in Canada called Cheese Curds. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it, and they have poutine, but it's not that good. So, they're both French. Okay, I didn't get that connection. I thought poutine. I think Canada. I don't do actual French people in France eat poutine. Real question. I think it's only Canadian French people. Cheese. And people put brisket. Yeah, I think adding some meat on it will make the flavor more than just the cheese. Quebec, French, Canadian. Yeah.
They eat it in Louisiana too, I think.
Oh, really? I didn't know it got that far south. I thought it was just along the Canadian border. There's some poutine places.
Yeah, no, Louisiana has a lot of French influence, I think.
Oh.
In their cooking.
I've never been there. Have you been to Mardi Gras?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever like done any Mardi Gras things besides not Louisiana, but in general?
I don't know. I mean, I probably got drunk once on Mardi Gras. I don't know. That's something people do, but yeah, I don't drink anymore, and I don't know. I think it'd be a great experience. Like I haven't actually ever been to New Orleans, so I'd love to visit sometime.
Yeah, I've never been there. I've seen pictures.
Mardi Gras, it seems a little wild.
Yeah, it seems really wild. I would just be scared. I feel like ever since the whole COVID thing started, now I'm like scared of getting sick. I'd never been scared of getting sick before. I'm going out and there's a bunch of people. I'm like, probably fine. But now I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of people here. Like, don't breathe on me. So I would be scared. That would be the thing I'd be scared of, is there's so many people that I wouldn't want to get sick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, COVID's going around a lot lately. Like, I don't want to get into it with a mixed crowd, but yeah, have known a lot of people getting it lately. So I'm definitely going to be masking up while I'm traveling to Wisconsin.
Yeah. Same.
Try not to get sick.
I can imagine Upa's a Mardi Gras lover, so I can imagine him getting like 100 beads. So I can see that. But anyway.
How many times have you been to Mardi Gras, Upa?
Upa, answer the question. But before you go, Jason, apparently Amitesh asked Pieces to pick people as anime characters based on live comments. Pieces picked Jason as a cool competitor, laid back rival. Are you my rival, Jason? I could see that. Jason's competing with me for something. Maybe, I have no idea. I bet I can run faster than Jason.
Yeah, I want to see Jason's anime character.
I know. I think if I had some kind of anime character generator, which actually could generate the images. Well, actually, I want to help Jason make those images for his when he gets affiliate on Twitch. Oh, by the way, before we end the stream, we're gonna end soon. I know we've just been like blabbering on about weird stuff for the last 20 minutes, but I'm pretty sure this is the last stream that I need to become an affiliate. So after this, I might add some really cool sticker things or emotes, and then you guys can send them in the chat. So they will be cats. Yep.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yep. It'll be cool. I'm very excited. Yes, like this. And who knows, maybe somebody creepy will take pictures of my streams and get some really bad expressions that I make and then make them into these types of faces. So if you want to do that, you can do that. But I will, if they look really bad, I won't add them to my affiliate thing. But you could get some weird expressions like that or something. Yeah. And we can add them. It'll be funny. And I'm going to try to go watch. I couldn't find your old streams, Jason, because I was going to try to make some weird pictures of you for when you become affiliate, but I couldn't find them. So unfortunately, I don't know if you're not saving your VODs or if you've just not streamed in ages. I don't know which one it is. But anyway, purple cat is a must. I do have purple cats prepared, just so you know, Elder. There will be many purple cat emotes, and it'll be exciting. It'll be very cool. I'm going to make sure they're free for followers. You guys don't need to subscribe to me to get most of them. Maybe I'll put a few secret ones or something. I don't know. We'll see, but I'll have them for followers too. It'll be cool. Oh my God. Yes, purple cats. All right. Well, purple Terminator cat. Actually, that would be really cool. I'm going to ask, one of those AI generator things, Dolly or something. I'm going to be like, hey, make me a purple Terminator cat emote. We'll see what happens. It'll be cool. Maybe I'll try to draw it myself and it'll look really bad, but it'll add some spirit to it, you know? Okay.
So fun.
Yes, we can do that. All right. Well, anyway, Micha, we're going to end the stream soon. Thanks everyone for coming. Next time I stream, who knows, maybe I'll be an affiliate and you guys will have to watch ads.
Uh-oh.
I know. It's terrible. I know. I'll figure out a way to not have the ads be annoying. Maybe in the middle of the stream, I'll just play them and then not say anything. Can I do that? And take a break or something? But we'll see how it goes. You're going to unfollow me now because there's going to be ads. No. Yeah, if they're annoying, I might just turn off affiliate because it's kind of annoying when I see ads. So I'm going to see if I can figure out how to not be annoying about that, but it will be cool to make like 5 cents a month. Right, if actually it's literally I'm making 5 cents a month, I'm just gonna turn it off. All right, anyway, Micha, do you have any final words?
I just thank you for inviting me. This was so much fun, a great way to like kind of kick off the weekend. And yeah, I'm excited to use pieces and yeah, see if we can figure out how to save snippets from Scrimba too.
Yeah, so I really want to
lots of familiar folks in the chat. Yeah, and hope to see some of you in real life soon.
Yeah, I'll try to not make ads happen. We'll see. I think I can turn it off somehow. We'll see. I don't want to annoy you guys, so I'm definitely gonna figure that out. And yeah, thanks for coming, Amitesh. I forced Amitesh to be here just in case I needed him to send some links or something. I think he was sending links throughout the chat. So I appreciate you for coming. And don't unfollow me, Upa. I will make sure you don't have ads, maybe. Oh, yeah. I should just make all of my emotes Upa's face. That would be funny. That's what I'm going to do. Make Upa face emotes. All right. Thanks for coming, Valeria. And yeah, we definitely should figure out how to do the flashcard thing, or not the flashcard thing, but just the saving thing, I think. I don't know what it is, what's involved with that, but I think there should be a way to make that happen. So hopefully we can figure that out because that'll be really useful. And I think students would use it. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm going to look into it.
Oopa as a cat. That's actually a really good idea. I'm going to take you up on that. I'll put like a beard very similar to Oopa's beard, but on a cat. And then only the people who know will get the reference. I think
All
it'll
the
be good.
subscribers get their own cat.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of work. But yeah, if I only have like 1 or 2 subscribers, I'll make their own cat. It'd be easy, right? I could do that if I just have one default cat and then just grab a piece of the person's face and put it on the cat, like a nose or something. They can have their own cat. That would be funny. I don't know if it'd be that much work, but anyway, thanks for coming, everyone. I appreciate you. We're going to name it Catba. Yeah, it's going to be named Catba. I might just make it open to everybody. Everybody can use Catba. I think it'll be really good. That's a good idea. Writing that down. My brain notebook. I'm going to remember it. All right. Thanks so much, Micha.
Yeah. Y'all have a good weekend. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much. I really appreciate you coming on here. I know it was kind of crazy and random, but I think it was cool. And I learned a lot from you, and I'm really excited to see, if there's any way we can kind of help students more, because I really love education and I want to see if there's any way to, help students using pieces, or I don't know. We'll see. I think it'd just be cool.
For sure. So, yeah. We'll chat more about it in person soon. And I think we're even maybe going to do an open space if you're at that. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Shout out to, I think there's actually 5+ people in the chat right now that are going to that. There's many people in the chat. So we are going to do that. We're going to host an open space about maybe AI in education, a similar topic, but we might come up with a new topic because we talked about it just now, but it would be maybe a similar conversation, but open to everybody and we can all talk about it. So yeah, if you're down to talk to us in person, we're going to do the open space at that conference. So okay, you can do that. All right. But anyway, see you later, everyone. Thank you so much, Micha.
Ciao.
Bye.